What is up, Squared Nation? Welcome back to No Counters, No Combos. And today we're back in the battle chamber. We have Hernan on the left playing Majin Vegeta. And yes, I'm on the right playing set 2 Zamasu. Now I say that obviously with some trepidation because this deck is trash. But with that being said, I was able to go 2-2 at this tournament. My wins were against Gogeta Xeno, the black deck, and Turles, and then I ended up losing to Majin Vegeta and Black Boo. So, I mean, I guess it's 50-50. You know, when the deck gets all of its pieces, which clearly happened round 1 and 2, it's not too bad. But when you don't get your pieces, which clearly happened round 3 and 4, and just decks that go wide and go tall and all this damage on one turn, it's just not a fun time. So let's catch up here. Hernan did start. He went first. He played Quickening, did his thing. Then he passed over to me. I charged. He's attacking for me for double strike. And he's tapping 1 to now play his Servant, which is the Vegeta, who's going to come in for 1, take a life, feed the Quickening every time. Every time Majin Vegeta is, takes some type of life damage, he has to feed the ball, which when you have 4 cards underneath it, you can send it to drop area to bring a Majin Buu out. So this Vegeta is going to go ahead and swing at me for 15k. I am going to go ahead and take the double strike here and go down to 3. The good thing about Zamasu is that you get a lot of cards. Like, you naturally just can't awaken until you're at 2 or less life. And if you time it properly, you want to be able to awaken with 1 life because you won't take any more damage after that. So I clearly don't mind going down to 1 here because now I can awaken on my next turn, draw 2 more cards, and then I have my permanent that allows me to stay alive, by just milling 5 cards. But what I will say is, against any other deck, this is not a fun position to be in. As you can see, Hernan is just doing Majin Vegeta things, right? He's already gotten me down to 1 life on his turn 2, my turn 1, essentially. So turn 1.5, shout out to Hernan. Turn 1.5, Majin Vegeta can do all of this stuff to you if you don't have answers to it. And in best of 1, there's really not much that you can do. So as you see, he has like Dormant Potential in charge area. That's probably a card you don't even need. If you can recover well from the onslaught and you don't let Majin Vegeta just spiral out of control, I mean, it's fine, but the fact that he could do all of this to me with just 1 energy is ridiculous in my opinion, but that's a conversation for another video. So he goes ahead and he goes up into his Majin Buu off of the Quickening by sending it to the drop area with 4. This card is what makes the deck nuts. This Xeno Majin Buu that we got from the Ultimate Toa deck is just nutty. You can go off of the Fat Buu, or any of the Boos rather, with your Dark Star Dragon Ball, go into him. When he comes into play, he looks at top 7 for a battle card with Xeno in its name. So not only does it get your Royal Absorption, but it can get you a Lord Slug that's triple strike. It can get you a lot of different targets. So the addition of this card for the Majin Vegeta archetype is really strong in my opinion, just because it allows you to filter through your cards, and you don't necessarily need to worry about going up the chain later in the game. So as you can see, like I'm saying, this is turn 2. He's already awakened, so he has 2 more energy to utilize. And he's got his board set up. The 7-drop Royal Absorption is a 25k dual attack double striker. And then the 4-drop that he has evolved over the 3-drop is a 20k that says when this card is in rest mode, if your opponent attacks a leader card, they discard 2 cards once per turn. So it's built-in protection somewhat for those people who don't want to lose, hand advantage or whatnot. But it's just a really good card. So he is going to go ahead and attack me. I am going to go ahead and Zamasu Super Combo to tap down his Royal Absorption and then tap 1 so I can Arrival Goku hit. I'm going to Awaken to draw 2 cards, so that's going to put me at 25. And I'll need to hit 5 more off this combo here. Oh, I can't bean because I'm tapped out. But I will need to hit 5 more off of this combo here so I don't take any damage. So he's just asking me why I activated bean, but I clearly, that was a misplay, so I took it back because I didn't have any energy open. So we are sitting at 25 to his 25. I would essentially need 5k more, and I'm going to go ahead and combo Awe-Inspiring SS Blue Vegito. He's going to restand Royal Absorption, so it's another 25k dual attack double striking swing. We're going to go ahead and block with Goku Hit because even though Zamasu wouldn't die to that double strike, it is a little early for me to start milling cards. So I'm going to go ahead and block with the Goku Hit. He does restand because it's once per turn. So Goku Hit is sitting at 19. I'm just going to let him die. There's no point in me comboing out here. I already know that I'm not going to win this game. But the fact that I was able to sneak out 2 wins in this tournament is a win at the end of the day for me. Because obviously I built this deck, just off of the poll that we did in the community a couple of weeks ago. Everybody wanted to see a set 2 Zamasu leader. So I tried to make it as good as I possibly can. But still, it's ways away from it being ever competitive. So I'm going to go ahead and charge my second energy. We're going ahead and have Zamasu swing at Boo, I think, or no, at the 1-drop. I'm going to auto draw off the swing. He's going to die. I'm going to tap 1 for Intersecting Fates. Intersecting Fates is slowly becoming my favorite 1-drop blue card. Just being able to look at top 2 and just kind of fix your cards and get cards to your hand and then put whatever you don't need at the bottom of the deck is just really good. It's like a pseudo draw one, kind of, because you get to see 2 different cards. And then the best part is at the end of the turn, you get to restand that energy so you have it open for defense. As you can see, I did grab the SS3 Goku Kid GT Goku card from set 11. It's a counterattack or counterattack. I think it's a counterattack. And he actually did pretty decent in my earlier rounds. So let's see what happens here. Hearn is going to charge his 3rd energy. He's got 2 really good battle cards on board. I have 2 energy open. Zamasu just naturally is a defensive deck, so you want to be able to just have energy open for responses. But, there's a lot of different things I have to navigate around because Majin Vegeta does a really good job at not only going wide, but it's very tall. Like, Royal Absorption's a base 25. That 4-drop Boo is a base 20. That Vegeta is a servant, so he's a 30k double striker, and if you go ahead and activate a counter, he restands. So you got to be very careful, navigating around Majin Vegeta's shenanigans because at any point in time, he's going to blow you out. And Majin Vegeta is one of those decks where it doesn't care about going to low life totals because its life area is just another resource. It's an extension of resources for them. So they don't really need to worry about defending high. They're just going to try to cycle through as many cards as possible so they can go heavy in on their kill turn. Hernan does attack with Royal Absorption. I'm going to go ahead and snap that Mafuba right on the board there. It's going to save me 2 turns from that 25k double strike, and he has dual attacks. It's going to save me from scrying or milling 10 cards rather. But I am going to have to mill 5 off of this 20k swing here because it's just not much more I could do. Sparking does not get around, or I should say Zamasu's permanent does not get around Sparking because Zamasu's basically states that if you were to take damage, like damage, Sparking is not damage. You're just paying costs off of it, so you can't Sparking mill 5 on tap 2. That would just be too busted, in my opinion. So Herna's going to swing with Bobbity. Tap 1 for Earth's Destroying, so that's making Bobbity a 19k. He rips a Goku Hit out of my hand, and then I'm going to go ahead and combo up with a 5k to go to 20. But he's not done. Here comes Majin Vegeta creeping in. He's going to go ahead and say 15k, single strike. I can either combo out or mill 5. But, I mean, he has another energy open. He can do an overwhelm play. He could activate a green to play his servant from the bottom of his deck, which is probably exactly what he's going to do here. He's going to tap that energy to get the servant from the bottom. And that Vegeta, he's going to play Demigra. Okay, so that's fine. So Demigra comes in. Again, it's a 5k unison, but uptick for 1 goes to 10k. It'll be a 15k swing to my leader. And it's hard for Zamasu to defend all of these swings. Like, you're not really putting much on the board, so if you're going to go ahead and rely on that permanent, you're going to be milling a lot of cards very quickly, which is not what you want to do. You don't want to mill cards very quickly. You kind of want to control their board and just wait till you get to your later energy. Like, 6 energy even, to just go ahead and try to control the game that way. So decks that go wide are very tricky because you have to navigate around all those different swings. But Hernan is going to pass. We are going to go ahead and charge our 3rd energy, giving us 3 blue in total. Again, there's not much we could do here. Zamasu is going to swing at Demigra, draw a card. So Demigra's at 2 markers currently. If he eats it, he goes to 1. But he's just going to go ahead and resolve the permanent, ripping a super combo off of life. So that's what makes Demigra really good. He's got 2 markers on. He's going to turn on his charismatics. He's going to turn on his dormants. Demigra is just a very good unison. And like I said, because this deck plays defensively, think about it as like similar to Blue Baby, where you kind of want to do everything on your opponent's turn and then just utilize your energy for just efficiency and plussing on your turn. But I'm not in a position where I could really do anything because I can't aggressively tap out because I'm just going to get blown out of the water by all these battle cards. So I'm just going to leave my 3 blue open. Hernan's going to go ahead and charge his 4th energy. He's going to tap 3 here. He's going to play the Vegeta, hard cast it. That's so savage. 30k double strike. If you activate counter in response to his attack, he does get to restand. And he's a servant, so Vegeta could activate Overlord to bottom deck it, draw a card, and then pay 1 and bring it back out. It's kind of sick. So we are going to go ahead. I'm going to Zamasu super combo to rest the leader. I'm going to tap 1 for Goku hit, and then I'm going to bean to go back up to 3 blue energy. And then we're going to go ahead and tap another one here to combo Fu Shrouded, just to combo out of that attack because it's just so vicious. So my leader's going to be sitting at 20k for the rest of the turn. But that's not going to really help me survive this 30k onslaught here. I mean, 20k is just putting me even with his battle cards because they're not 15. So if I would have had a secondary bean, it would have been really good. But it's just sometimes you don't draw the cards. I mean, you can see where... I think actually I do have bean in my hand. I don't know why I didn't activate 2 beans. That's just me being bad. We are going to go ahead and mill 5 here. I milled the secret rare, so that's not good. That's the first 5, 3, 4. That's the second 5 off the double strike there. So that's already, you know, like you're talking 20 to 25 cards deep that you've milled just off of damage. So the only reason I'm surviving is because of that skill. Otherwise, this game would have been over like probably a turn ago. But me surviving at past turn 2 against Majin Vegeta is a small, minor victory. He is going to go ahead and super combo off this swing. It's 30k. Bottom deck 1, draw 2. I was going to put his boo at 30k. Again, that's a really good boo that I have to worry about every time I swing. Or that first time that I swing at my opponent's leader, I have to rip 2 cards out of my hand. And if I'm constantly comboing and constantly staying on top of the defensive step, just burning cards out of my hand, there's the second bean. So I'm going to combo up to 25. But again, Hernan is playing into those lines of play. Like, he knows I'm playing blue, so he knows that, okay, if I just attack him and fizzle and not combo, I'm going to lose to a bean. So why not force the issue? Why not make it so that I have to not only bean, but probably take damage and just leave my leader as a permanent 25k for the turn, just to kind of make it less attractive to attack me. It's just really rough. Demigra, you know, doesn't really do anything to me right now because I'm sitting at 25k base after 2 beans. But, you know, it's a lot to shut off, and it's a lot to navigate around because they're so beefy. So he is going to go ahead and uptick Demigra to 3, making him a 15k swing for the turn. I don't think that's relevant, but obviously you want to keep climbing those markers on your unisons if you can. So he is going to go ahead and swing into my leader, 15k to 25. Let's see if he decides to combo up here. He's going to ball going up to 20, and then he's going to combo the Bobbity going up to 25. So, again, making me waste another card from my hand, which is another bean. So I've essentially resolved 3 beans on this turn, and it hasn't really saved me as much as it should have. I probably should have played it earlier because it would have made his swings a little less impactful, and he would have had to over combo right from the rip. You know, but sometimes these are just things that happen. So Mafuba falls off. He passes turn. I'm going to draw and untap. I have Goku hit on the board. I have my leader. There's not much I could do. Turn 4 is a good turn for me. I do have to kill him now. He's sitting at 3 life, so I have to try to push for this damage here. I am going to lose 2 cards because of the boo, but it's a risk I'm willing to take because I know that the clock is running out. So I'm going to go ahead and charge my Unison here, which I actually put in a lot of work at this tournament. Surprisingly enough, I did actually get a win off of the +0 draw one and have your opponent draw and then mill one because my opponent had 2 cards in deck. But other than that, I didn't really benefit from it as much as I wanted to. So we're sitting at 4. It's just kind of debating here what we're going to do. We do have Leader Sing to draw. But again, I mean, he's tapped out, but it doesn't matter because he's tapped out with a Unison that has 2 or more markers on it. You can activate Dormant Potential, and that's just a blowout card. So I'm going to swing, draw. I believe I went into Boo because I have to pitch 2 cards. So I am going to go ahead and combo up on that swing, make him a 20. He's going to take it, go down to 2. Goku Hit's going to swing for 19 or restand. And then Hearn is going to combo out of this, going up to 20. Here's the problem. I felt like I was in a good position as far as the amount of attacks I had and the amount of energy I had to utilize. But because my hand size was smaller than I would normally like it to be, I didn't have enough combo power to try to force damage. As you can see, this is the last card in my hand. I'm going to tap out to play Gotenks. He is a 20k double strike barrier card with Deflect, but not being able to combo up on this swing is kind of rough because all he has to do is throw there you go. All he has to do is throw a super combo, bottom deck a card, draw 2, and he just kind of survives the attack, and my turn is over, and I have to rely on the amount of cards that I have left in my deck to survive the offensive onslaught that is Majin Vegeta. Like I said, you know, this deck was built, you know, for lulz, for memes, but I ended up enjoying how it played, and, you know, I just want to encourage you guys, especially those who had been playing for such a long time, you know, if you guys are able to attend a local tournament or you play, you know, kitchen table with your friends for fun, revisit some older leaders. I mean, you know, set 2 Zamasu, it was a great leader back in the day. Set 1 Vegeta was such a dominant leader for such a long time. Like, you know, play around with stuff, especially if there's nothing on the line. If you're just playing for shits and gigs, you never know. You might find something that works, you know, and that's kind of where, you know, this whole Zamasu thing, you know, came from. I just wanted to find a good 60 card list that I could throw together that I could make work. And, you know, I had fun playing the deck. Blue's just essentially a very powerful color with, you know, access to God ceilings and stuff like that. And as you can see, that last attack is going to mill me out because there's just nothing left I could do. But all in all, you know, what I take away from this is if you're creative enough, if you know the card pool enough, you could build a deck and have semi-success with it. Like I said, me going 2-2 in this tournament with it, I feel like I performed above and beyond. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Don't forget to like, share, comment, subscribe, and please hit the notification bell. We'll see you in the next video. Be there or be squared.